Oh, and I'm live. I'm live. It took a long time to go live that time. Must have been something to do with Facebook. All right. Hi, everyone. It's the after show, and we're live, and we're back, and we're waiting on Jonathan, who went long-winded today, and he'll show up eventually. Somehow, some way, I'll figure out how he gets over here. No, actually, I think he's going to figure that out. So I don't really have to worry about it too much. And we are coming from the newest platform to allow broadcasting to Facebook, among some other one. I know, that is a shock, isn't it? That is a shock. Catherine Lang's watching. She's watching from Facebook. Thanks a lot for watching from, I'm assuming you're watching from Facebook. One of the things that they did do with this system is that they did pull in comments from the actual Facebook post. So what I'm going to do actually at the moment, I'm going to go over to Facebook and I'm going to share this out. Make sure you share it out. Share it out the groups that you're in. Share it out on your feed. Make sure you... I don't know, share it out somewhere, somehow. 2 notifications, one's from me. How did I give a notification? Oh, that's cool. It says live. Let's mute the tab just in case it comes up. And we'll share this over to Live Talk Nation. Oops, that's not right. Stephen Healy's watching, and he has liked my video. Thank you very much, Stephen. I appreciate it. And I don't want to get into too much until Jonathan decides to show up. Hopefully Jonathan will show up. Robert C. Stern is asking, what system is this now? Robert, this is Webinar Jam Systems. It's the webinar platform system. It's been around for years. And they are getting ready on August 14th. They're doing the grand opening of Webinar Jam Webinar Jam Studio 3.0. They have added 24 new goodies and features to the whole thing. They've rebuilt it from the ground up. No longer are you required to use YouTube or Hangouts. They actually have built their own video platform, so it's just going to be like all the others, like GoToMeeting or Zoom or whatever. But you can also use Facebook Live. And Robert says, so this is number 58. They can broadcast to Facebook. Law, that's correct. There was enough interest of people going, hey, can we broadcast to Facebook Live, that towards the end of development, they decided to throw it in. And I'll talk about all these things. You're also welcome to join me over on Webinar Jam if you would like to. All you have to do is go to aftershow.davidvaughn.live and just click the register link, sign in, and then come on into the room, and I can show you various different things, like the fact that I can have up to 6 people on camera at one time. So that you can choose to use what they're calling it, the Jamcast room or Jamcast session. I think it's Jamcast room. You can choose to use the YouTube Live to broadcast out, or you can choose to use Facebook Live to broadcast out. But when you come over and join us here, then you get to participate in the chat here. You also have the ability to join on camera and do lots of various different things. So, not sure where Dingleberry's at. And like I say, I don't really want to get into it too much. Dingleberry, by the way, is Jonathan Tripp, and he's being a Dingleberry because he took too long. Jonathan Tripp has joined the room. Oh, my gosh. Here he comes. Jonathan, make sure that you touch the blue icon for the camera icon up at the top to turn your camera on, and the blue icon next to it for the microphone. That will actually put you on video. Otherwise, there you are.
And there we go.
And now I hear you.
Yes. Okay. And there's no echo, right?
And there is no echo.
This is fantastic.
Is this not Dingleberry? Oh my God. By the way, did you catch the Dingleberry comment?
I did not. I was trying to go back through.
That's too bad.
Let me see here.
Oh no, it wasn't actually written. It was me calling you a Dingleberry because you were taking too long to get over here. You went a little long today, sir. You went a little long.
Sorry. I tried to go the full 30 minutes. That's what I pay for.
Well, from now on, the after show will have to be scheduled at 10:34.
Oh, okay.
That way, we give you enough time to actually get off. But today, you still would have been late because you went through till 10:35. So, Jonathan, welcome to the brand new Webinar Jam Studio 3.0 control room.
This is some hot stuff, let me tell you.
It is wonderful, and there are some treats that I am going to show. One thing I'm going to say is that if you do sign up, if you do join in the room and come on over, you have the opportunity to receive some emails from me for next week. I'm going to be talking this stuff up for the next 2 weeks because this is an awesome platform. It's not really... I wouldn't class it as a webinar platform. I wouldn't classify it as another way to go to Facebook Live. Those are just all kind of added in type deals. This is a full powerhouse sales studio to help you, build your business and work with everyone that you're working with.
We've actually been talking about this a little bit because we've been waiting for this update to happen and be able to actually use it.
Yes. It's been a while that we've been waiting for the Facebook Live portion of it to come out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called...
I'm watching it on Facebook Live. It looks good.
Good. It does look good.
Like, it's not all stuttery and it's all like super pixelated. I mean, it's still a 720 picture, but honestly, that's par for the course.
Well, and honestly, that's really, for probably 110% of the people out there, that's all that you need to have to be able to push out, because I guarantee you don't have a dedicated computer that's actually a video studio computer that's only doing the video production side and all that type of stuff. You don't need all that. People don't need all that type of stuff. Allison Graham is saying it looks good because you two look good.
Oh.
William Slays Jr., the colonel, the general, the captain is saying it's sharp and smooth like me, of course.
Ooh.
And let's see.
I'm liking the way this show's turning out already.
Robert, you actually, you know what? I am going to, so let me do a couple of different things. So one of the things is that because we are using the Facebook Live portion to broadcast this out, some of the features, because of Facebook, are disabled. But if you tune in next week with me, if you keep up with me, I'm not going to broadcast out to Facebook. I'm going to use the other options, and you will see all of the options. But I've got videos that will show you briefly the things that all the different things that you get when you have this system. So let's talk about, real quick, if anybody wants to join. So one of the weird things that's going on at the moment is it's not really telling me if there's anybody actually in the room. Jonathan, I don't know if it's telling you.
No, it doesn't. I see a 0 in the room.
Yeah, okay.
I think people are used to going and just watching on the Facebook.
Allison, the name of the technology is Webinar Jam Studio. It has been around. It started off as Webinar Jam back in 2012, and then morphed into Webinar Jam Studio. Let's see, that would have been about 2015 when they brought out Webinar Jam Studio 2.0. Did a real big major redesign with that. And then what's coming out Monday is Webinar Jam Studio 3.0, which I am already a member of, so I've got the beta access. So that's what I'm running on, is the beta access. Allison says she used to use Webinar Jam for online programs. Awesome. What is the link again? Robert, the link is AfterShow.davidvaughn.live, and you can come on over. And I invite you all to come over and join us in the room. like I say, one of the perks is I can get up to 6 people on camera. So,
shut the front door.
You know, if you want to shut the front door, open
How many people on camera?
6 people on camera. 6.
Can Facebook handle that many people being on camera at the same time?
Well, you know, Facebook doesn't get 6 individual feeds; it gets 1. So
it does. Yeah, I know.
It can handle it. So let's do one thing real quick. Is let me broadcast this video out. So, how often, when something new comes out, do you feel like this? Or you just get thrown into the deep end? Well, folks, I'm not throwing you in the deep end. But let me go ahead and broadcast this out real quick. This is the attendee spotlight. This is me being able to invite people on, or you requesting to speak and be able to come on camera. Let me run this video for you real quick because it's going to give you some information on what the process is for you to actually join on.
If a webinar host chooses, they can use the Webinar Jam system to bring attendees in as presenters. Once someone clicks Request to Speak, you will find their request in this tab where you can bring them in or remove their request. Once you accept their request, here is everything they will see. First, they will be asked to install the same Webinar Jam extension that you use. However, this step can be skipped by attendees as they might not need to share their screen. Once installed, they will be brought to the calibration room. These are the 3 quick tests for your bandwidth to make sure your audio syncs well and your camera works at different resolutions. They will need to click to allow their camera and microphone being used to begin the test. If their screen shows their webcam and they can hear sound, making sure their computer is not muted, they go ahead and click Yes. If they do not see or hear themselves, click No and the system will attempt again. If they cannot seem to get it working, click the camera icon in the URL bar. The drop-down menu will show them whether the camera and microphone are blocked, or if the wrong camera or microphone are being used. They need to reload the page if they have changed any of these settings. Once they enter the room, they will be given the ability to stream their video and audio to the audience directly by clicking the icons at the top of the page. If you choose, you may also give them administrator privileges, such as ending the webinar or adding more admins, by clicking the star by their video stream. To return them as an attendee, click the power symbol in the lower right-hand corner of their video stream. When they are returned to being an attendee, they will be automatically sent to the webinar room again to catch the last couple seconds of your interaction with them.
I reached out into the universe, and the universe brought this shirt to me, and so I knew this is what I needed to wear today. I needed to wear this because the universe brought this into my path. Thank you, universe.
And for everyone that's wondering, one, that's the video just showing that, and that is me injecting that video. I preloaded that up. I can actually do it either on the fly or I can do it before the session, the show, the webinar, whatever you want to call it, begins. And then once it ended, it just cut back over to Jonathan and I. One of the things you could not see on the back end while that video was playing is that while both Jonathan and I could see the video, the audio for the video was muted to us, but we could see and talk to each other on the background. We could also do other little things like play with our swoofy hair or anything of that nature. So, right. Robert C. Stern says, so I went to the link, put in my name and email, and it brought me back to Facebook. Well, that's weird. Robert, check your email. Did it still take you back to Facebook? If it did, I will grab. Let me go over here real quick and grab a direct link. Show this. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Go away. All right, I'm going to pop this into the chat. I'm going to pin it up at the top. I forgot to share over to Live Talk Nation. If there are any other groups, if anybody's a member of LVS 17, 31 Days Live, or any of these other Facebook groups that are out there, I don't know. I don't want to overstep my bounds. So here is the direct link. You'll probably still have to sign in. Let me see if I can pin that. pin the comment. There we go. That link right there hopefully will bring you right back over. By the way, let's say some hellos real quick. So Terry Johnson's in. Hello, Terry. And Zeph Zan's watching. Hello, Zeph. How are you? And I think everybody else has been grabbed.
Jen, Zeph, William, Terry, Lindsay, Stephen, and Stephanie.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least that's who shows up on my little timeline.
Okay. So that's the spotlight real quick of attendee spotlight. So when you come join over, hopefully it will allow me to bring you on. And yeah, we'll go from there. We'll see. Let's see how it works out. If that still doesn't work, then I can invite you as a new presenter. Just message me your email address, and I will be happy to send that over to you. So one of the things that Robert C. Stern talked about was desktop sharing. So, you know, screen share, desktop share, oh, it's all kind of the same thing. I mean, what do we want to use that for? We want to use it for marketing. We want to use it to be able to visually display something. So, you know, if I wanted to screen share, I could sit there and do this, and then Jonathan and I should drop down over into the lower corner, and I can, you know, go through various different things. And that's kind of boring. You know, everybody's done this. What's new about that? Right? I mean, it's nothing old. Oh, my goodness. Notification took over. Well, one of the things that I can do while, and I was going to use this, but you know what? One of the things I've got is, yes, I can screen share. And while I'm screen sharing, oh, I can sit there and do things like draw over it, do a little whiteboard action on top of the screen share. But that's still, you know, that's kind of boring. I mean, it doesn't really help out with this stuff. And you got to practice and you know what you're doing. And again, screen sharing, I mean, when you're screen sharing your slides, when you're showing your slide deck, whether you did a Keynote or PowerPoint, or maybe it's a PDF, you want to be able to show, you know, just that. You don't want people to see Keynote and all the extra little stuff around, right, Jonathan? I mean, how many times do we see that? All the time when somebody's sharing something, right? Well, here's the next little thing that we can do. Yes, I got another little video for you.
The Slide Presentations tab is where you can access presentations you uploaded during setup, upload new presentations, and control slides when you want to present them. Let's click Create a new slide presentation to begin. First, name the slide presentation for your reference. Next, click Upload to select the slide presentation file. Webinar Jam can use both PowerPoint and Keynote file types. Once uploaded, click Preview and you can verify that the slides are correct. If everything seems right, click Start to share the first slide with your audience. Once the slides are live, you can control them from two locations, the main window as well as the sidebar. If you want, you can turn your webcam on, which will show in the lower right-hand corner of your presentation. Below the slide preview in the sidebar, you can choose the transition animation such as zoom in or bounce. When you are done with the presentation and want to return, click Stop Slide Presentation.
You know, this has a control room. So like you
Nice.
could be on the back end, all in the control room, not on camera, and controlling everything and bringing up slides. So that's slide presentation. Now let me show you something real quick. These are slides.
Are these
My slide directly into the Webinar Jam Studio presentation that I just did today.
nice?
You can upload PDFs, you can upload PowerPoints, the PPT or the PPTX, or you can upload your Keynote file directly, but you can't upload a bike. I mean, that's just crazy.
Then this is useless. This is dead to me.
Yeah, I know. You know, one day that technology will be there.
Well, will it? Can it upload Earl Grey tea?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. You could do that. Just put that request in triplicate and on
Engage.
pink forms. But this is pretty much telling you, guess what? Desktop sharing is old school now when it comes to your slides and your slide presentation.
So I have my own slide deck, and I don't need to do a screen share. I can actually just put it straight into it. And what kind of lag is there? Is it like a little bit of a lag, or
no lag? None
because
whatsoever.
with screen sharing, typical screen sharing, like I have to click over, and then I have to click on the thing, and then I have to wait for it to capture, and there's a huge lag usually on it. Nice.
Wow. Robert, the link is only for watching on Facebook, not to join. That's crazy. I don't know what's going on there. I'll have to you know what? Why don't I go through the little process real quick? Because I want people to be able to come over. Maybe this is a karma that you should have registered early. I mean, I posted in the groups, I put it out there, and you guys just chose not to do it. So maybe it's a little bit of karma for you. I don't know. Let's see. You know what? He's right. It does do it. Well, that's something I'll go figure out. Maybe with maybe I have to just invite people. So maybe you can't come into the chat room itself when it's going to Facebook Live. And that's something that I hadn't tested out yet. So that may be a limitation of Facebook Live, is that, and that would actually make sense. Because of some of the properties that are disabled, like offers and download links and stuff, maybe, that makes a little bit of sense that doesn't work. So, Robert, what I will do is I have your email. So anybody else who wants to join on camera, you're going to have to give me your email. Just message it to me. But I've already got Robert. Unless he's changed his email. Let's see.
Well, if you would, you could put his email in the comments, so we can have everybody test his email for him.
I think everybody. He's pretty open with with it. All right, so I'm gonna pop this over. Robert, you should get an email here in just a moment with a link for you to be able to join in. Which is actually, I guess, a good reason that I set you up earlier, Jonathan, because then, we would have had issues and I would have blamed you coming in. Oops. So I guess that's one of the limitations when you use the Facebook Live, is that the chat room, that people can't join into the chat room as well. That's my faux pas. I'm sorry. Shoot me. I'm learning it as well. And, other things. Anywho, Allison wants to join, so Allison, and she just threw it right in the comments, so I'm going to send this over to Allison as well. Make sure I spell Allison right. Invite.
Can I have a vowel, Vanna?
Can I have? I'd like another.
You like a vowel?
I'd like another choice, please. Donna says she could try to join.
She can try.
Now, you will have to be coming from your desktop. So let's talk about some limitations. One, there is no mobile app. This was born as a webinar platform. You are not going to be doing this type of presentation, using this type of power, slides and all that type of stuff from your mobile device. At least not yet. Maybe that's to come. Who knows? I don't work for them. But, it is what it is. Donna says she's on her desktop. So, Donna, if you want to message me your email address, or you can just pop it in the comments like Allison did. If you guys are not getting those emails, let me know, but you should be getting those emails out. Tina Shang says, we are rolling out a training program from our clients, and we'll be teaching via Facebook Live, and this may be great for our purposes. It is. It's a really powerful thing. What I do welcome everyone to do is make sure you sign up. So Robert C. Stern's getting ready to pop into the room. Robert, up in the top left-hand corner, if you remember the video, You got to touch the little camera icon to turn that on, and you got to touch the microphone icon to turn your mic on as well, and we can see and hear you, hopefully. But you never know. If he's in Jersey, he's got that Jersey internet. It's kind of like British internet, but
yeah.
Anyway, we'll see what happens. I'm not seeing Robert at the moment.
I will say this, that the onboarding process, like if you haven't done it before, and I run through Chrome, you had to download the extension, and then it took you through, I want to say 3 or 4 screen tests. And what they were doing is that they were screen testing different resolutions on your camera on screen. But I thought that was kind of cool. It was just a matter of just testing.
Yeah. And the reason that they're testing the different resolutions. Hey, Robert, welcome.
I got the memo on the gray.
There you go. See, and that's what it takes is the gray. The reason for the different resolutions is what you're seeing now. So there's one resolution, like if you were solo on here by yourself, and then when you start inviting other people, it restructures what your video and their video feeds are, and so it redoes the video that's going out. Now the video going out is going to continuously be 1280 720, so 720p HD.
Yeah, but what Jonathan said was true, because like you're telling, I hear you saying, all right, he's going to get the link, and I'm sitting there going, confirm, yes, I see myself. Yes, and then it goes to another screen at a different level. Then it goes to a third screen at a different level.
I thought I was doing something wrong, but then I was like, did I just not do this? Did I click the wrong button by accident? No, they're just testing resolution, and like every time I clicked, the screen was getting worse because the resolution, and I'm like, I've really screwed something up. This is going to be an awesome day. This is going to be an awesome Friday after
Friday morning. That's why we're wearing the grays.
It's all the gray, right? Universe brought today.
So Allison's over. She says, "Oh, I thought it was just a chance to see it without it." Then it is asking me to go on. Allison, if you're not camera ready and you don't want to come on, you don't have to.
Allison's always camera ready.
I am going to be doing I'm going to be doing a whole lot of different presentations all throughout the next few weeks, all the way up till the 31st, because they are running a big promotion to get people signed up into the brand new Webinar Jam studio. And so I'm going to be promoting the mess out of it. So yeah, I'm an affiliate. Yeah, I'll get a small little bit of a commission for you joining, and I will thank you. I'm going to be running some contests myself with some prizes and stuff at the end of it. So, but I mean, because it's a really big platform. I just probably won't be pushing to Facebook too often because I want to show off all the features.
Yeah.
And, while there are videos that I can throw in, it doesn't, it's also better to be able to sit there and go, oh, neat, I can do this, or oh, neat, I can do that. So.
It's interesting.
Jen Nelson's wanting to know how much. Jen Nelson, right now, the pricing that I have is $497 a year. I don't know if the pricing is going to change on Monday. I haven't been told yet. But for that price for the year, and again, if you're only looking for a way to go live to Facebook, no, $497 would be stupid. But if in your business you are looking for a powerful way to sit there and do sales and presentations and take care of your customers and do all this type of interaction, $497 for this type of platform. GoToMeeting, Zoom, Crowdcast, all those platforms cannot do everything that this platform can do.
I notice on the dashboard, even though you started this, I guess Jonathan has it at the top also. We can also do the screen share. We can also turn the whiteboard on. And I guess, does that mean it would just be in our section, or would it take over the whole thing?
No, it takes over the whole thing. So basically, when you invite someone on, one, you need to be trusting of them. So I wouldn't go inviting someone on that you just don't know who they are. Or if you do and you don't like them, just X them out real quick. They have almost all the controls that I do. There's a few controls that they don't have, but they can go. They could actually go over and they could start one of my videos that I've put in, by themselves, or they could upload their own video, or start their own video. Let's talk about the pre-recorded videos real quick and how that works. So I'm going to play this up real quick.
The Videos tab allows you to play a video for your audience in the webinar room. If you set up a video when creating the webinar, it will be listed in this drop-down menu. Otherwise, we can click Create New Video to share a video on the fly. First, enter the video URL. This can be either a YouTube video or a direct link to an MP4 file. No matter what you use here, make sure it has HTTPS at the beginning, or the video might not work. In addition, you cannot link to MP4 files on sites such as Dropbox or Wistia, as they have their own player which interferes with the Webinar Jam system. Next, enter the duration of the video in hours, minutes, and seconds. Then click Preview. The Preview window allows you to check that the correct video will be shown and that the system can view it. With all of these things verified, click Play Video to play the video for your audience. The audio is automatically muted only for the presenters. However, if you wish to listen to the audio as well, simply click Audio Muted. The video will automatically end at the time you entered earlier, but if you want it to end before then, click Exit Video and go back on air. A pop-up will ask if you are sure. If you do want to stop the video, click Stop Video and you will go back on air. Note that while a video is playing, your camera and microphone are still functioning and shared with your other co-presenters, but hidden for the audience. This allows you to talk about the presentation plan or messages in the chat while your video is running.
So now you and I are back on camera?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the video ended. Now you and I are back on camera. Now everyone can hear and see us. If we were talking and I hadn't exited out, they still wouldn't hear or see us. It would just be like in dead air space. You know, they would be waiting for us to come back on. So that's why I'm saying, like, if you've got somebody who can admin on the back end, you know, that's an extra bonus, but it's not a requirement. It's certainly easy enough for you to be able to do yourself. So, but that's talking a little bit about, hey, Mia Voss. And by the way, if anybody wants to join on camera, I know that the link that you got is taking you to watch it on Facebook. You know what? I just learned that today. So my apologies for everyone that signed up and isn't joining in the room. If you want to join in the room, just message me what email address you want me to send it to, and you can hop on camera with us. Robert had to hop off camera. He got a phone call, so he had to take it. So, you know, he didn't want to reveal all the state secrets that he's got from Jersey. I'm not sad about that. So, so let me do one thing real quick so one of the things is, you know, all this has been set up beforehand. So like all the videos were set up, you know, the slide presentation was set up beforehand. What happens if, like, all of a sudden I'm like, gosh, you know, there's this great video, you know, we're going through the presentation. I'm like, you know what, there's a video that I could show you. And, you know, let me do that. Well, while it's not really, you know, the best thing to do while I'm talking to everybody else, I can sit there and actually pop something in real quick and go, okay, here's something that I'll set up for you. And then I can preview the video and then I can play the video.
The Chat tab shows exactly that, all the chat interaction with your audience. The content that gets shown here is the only content shown in your attendees sidebar. Let's take a look at all the options. First, by clicking the three dots at the top right, you can enter in and display a message to all attendees. This sticky message will remain at the top of the chat window until you choose to remove it. At the bottom of the window, you can send messages to everyone or to admins only. In addition, if you are answering a question, you can change the type of response from chat to answer. If you would like to reply to a specific person, you can do so along with other options next to each line of chat. When you click the three dots next to a line of chat, you are immediately shown their name, email, and options related to this attendee. The first option is the ability to bring in an attendee as a presenter. This way, an attendee can use their webcam and microphone to speak during the webinar. Next is the option to broadcast this particular line of chat to the entire room. When you click this, their message will appear at the bottom of the chat window, and you can remove it by clicking the X. But for attendees, this message appears across the bottom of their main webinar window. You can also message an attendee privately so that the rest of the room does not see the reply. The message is marked with their name so you can track who you have spoken to, and the attendee will see your message marked private. If you have allowed private messages in your settings, the attendee can reply to you in private as well. Note that private messages can be seen by all presenters. If a need arises, you can edit specific lines of chat how you see fit, which is also helpful if you need to censor inappropriate language from an otherwise useful comment. You can also delete the message. If an attendee is no longer welcome in your chat room, you can ban them, which removes them from the webinar entirely.
Back on air. So anyway, let me go through real quick. So I know that was a little over a minute worth of video, but that was me putting up a video to show everybody on the fly. So, I grabbed the link, which I already had open. So if you don't have the link open, then you got to go find that. But I already had the link, so I grabbed the link, I popped it in, I put in a little bit of information I needed to put in, hit preview, hit play, took Jonathan and I off screen and put you, played the video for you. And now we're back. So, it's not a requirement that you have to have things set up beforehand. I can do the same thing for slides. I can do it for the offers. I can do it for product downloads. And that's one video that I did not load up, but I do want to show everyone that video. And Donna, I sent that invite over to you. So hopefully you get that. Let me know if you don't. Donna is still using an AOL email address. I won't pick on you right now, but I could pick on you in a little.
Don't pick on her yet. We saved that for the Twitter chat.
Let me go back over to the. You know what? So since people are not in the room, one of the things that I did already mention over to the developers for Webinar Jam Studio is that it would be nice if they pulled in the view count on Facebook over into Webinar Jam Studio so that I could see that way. It's not showing that, but
no,
Terry Johnson is saying similar to Blue Jeans, a little bit similar to Blue Jeans, but a lot more powerful than Blue Jeans, and a lot better.
I'll also say
I think priced a lot better.
This is way more straightforward and makes a lot more sense. Blue Jeans was a lot of roll out, scroll out, it was just a lot of series of like options. It felt like with your DVR, like you have to scroll through and click through. This is way more straightforward. I like this presentation.
Hey, Donna.
Hey, Donna. Let's see if I can't.
I don't hear you, Donna.
Yet. I say yet.
I say yet too.
Can you hear me now?
Well, you can hear me now.
Got it. I didn't have the thing on there. All right. So you can screen share on this, even though I'm not.
Yep.
This is pretty cool.
I can screen share and like I was showing the slide share. So if you've already got your slides done, just upload your slides. And if you don't have Keynote or PowerPoint, all the slide creating programs will export as a PDF. You can upload the PDF.
Yeah.
And then you can do all your great stuff from there. Let me go back into that slide real quick.
How many people
show something?
You can put 6 on at max, I think.
Yep. And so I can also whiteboard over it. So if I wanted to
do your screen share and then whiteboard on top of that.
So
like handwriting.
Yeah. Well, that's using the mouse. Now I do have a Wacom tablet. It's just
looks like John Lennon's handwriting.
Yeah. But if I wanted to call attention to something, so like let's say, let's go to the next slide, and let's clear this all out, and we'll kill the fill. Hopefully. Nope, we didn't. Yep, there we go. So let's say I want to say, you know what? This is an awesome, awesome red motorcycle right here. And I just want to say I like that motorcycle. And I can actually remove a lot of the transparency of the whiteboard so that all you're seeing is the actual drawings that I do. I just didn't have the transparency turned down. So I can turn the transparency all the way off.
All right.
Take that off.
Let's see here.
Stop the slide presentation, and we are back. And with slide presentation, it does throw all the presenters down into the lower corner, and everybody can still hear us while we're doing a presentation.
So a couple of questions. Jenny's asking, does it have auto webinar options, meaning pre-records? And I believe the answer is yes.
David doesn't have auto webinar options where you can record it and people can register and watch it as if it was live in the future. Jenny, they have a separate product for that. It is called EverWebinar. So you can actually sign up for Webinar Jam Studio, or you can sign up for EverWebinar, or you can sign up for the bundle EverWebinar and Webinar Jam Studio. EverWebinar has all the same powerful features as Webinar Jam Studio, but it is designed and built for exactly what you're talking about, which are the evergreen webinars. So, and they call it EverWebinar.
So it says 0 people on here. Is that right?
Yeah, and that's because it's not pulling in the viewer count from Facebook. So nobody's actually in the chat room over here. Again, that was something I just learned today, that when I'm doing the Facebook Live broadcast portion of this, and again, I don't have to just broadcast to Facebook Live. In fact, I probably won't broadcast to Facebook Live using this very often because quite a few of the options or powerful features, like being able to present an offer, and I'm going to run a video on that in just a minute, but an offer. So, a lot of webinars, at the end of the webinar, there's something being pitched. And, so at the end of almost every webinar that you've seen, they, especially if they're using GoToMeeting or Zoom or any of those, they give you a link and you have to click the link and then it takes you out of the webinar, and it opens up a web page and now you're not looking at the webinar and all that type of stuff. In Webinar Jam Studio with offers, what happens is, Allison's coming to join us on camera. So we're going to get 4.
Okay.
With the offers option, what happens is, and this is not available when you're broadcasting the Facebook Live. It's only available when you're using the Jamcast or the YouTube Live option. The people get a button. And so, the easiest way to make sure that I describe it correctly is, I don't think I've loaded that one up. So I will go grab, did I already run the file sharing? I think I did. That's the one that I did right before, right? So one of the other options that you can do that you don't have when you're running Facebook Live is I can share a file. So there's another thing. A lot of times where you're running some kind of broadcast. Hey, Allison.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. I wanted to see what it looked like with 4 of us.
Oh, yes.
I would love to see what it looks like with six of us on the screen. But thank you very much for joining. So as you can see now with 4, it's gone back to everybody being in a letterbox format and reduced it. But if you're looking at Facebook Live,
Okay.
Wonderful and beautiful over here.
I don't know if I can you, because when I was on Facebook Live, it was making too much sound. So let's see if I just.
Yeah, I just mute out a tab.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like the reason I stopped using Webinar Jam originally was because it was taking up too much bandwidth.
Oh, it's one of those.
Okay.
And so I'm finding with this, and I'm on like fiber right in my office.
Yeah.
And I'm finding like I've had to restart a couple times and things are lagging and you guys are like going out a bit.
Now we are?
No, well, right now you're lagging. But that might just be because I'm a part of it. But I found that a few times since we started, I had to X out.
You're on fiber?
I'm on fiber.
Because so I'm looking at I've got my I'm hardwired in. It's about 1.3 up megabit Mbps, but with 4 of you on, and I'm running Webinar Jam and I'm running the Facebook feed too. So I've got 2 down, and I'm running at maybe 6.5 download. That is not a lot in the grand spectrum of it. But with only 1 or 2 of us on, I was in the 3 to 4, like easy. So I don't know. That's not a lot.
No, it's not. But I noticed that because I was on fiber.
Another thing, Allison, and this is something that I think a lot of people are coming into contact with, and maybe we should do a couple sessions on this. we're all using systems that were never designed or intended to be designed for what we're doing now.
Right.
I mean, you were talking about a lot of powerful bandwidth options and stuff that's going on. So bandwidth means more than just what your internet is. It could be that you've got a router issue. Maybe your router is not optimizing. Maybe you've got a bunch of file sharing applications going on. So you've got a lot of, syncing happening continuously, Dropbox, Google Drive, and all these various options. I know some people that have to shut off the Wi-Fi on their phones. But whatever it is that works, it clears everything up for them. Maybe your system is a little bit older, or maybe you found out one of those Black Friday deals that was a really good price. I'm sorry, that's not the best system for what you're wanting to do for, this type of stuff. So there's a lot of different things that go into it, that has to do it. One of the best things that I can tell people is, and I typically do this before my presentations is, if there are problems, I go through and test a lot of times on any new system to make sure I figure the stuff out. So like I turn off sharings, I turn off, I have all that stuff turned off. So it's never me. It's always going to be, them.
It's always somebody else's problem, right?
Good idea.
But when other people come on, I always try and reach out to them before. And it's like, make sure you've got all this stuff turned off, because we want to make sure that you're presented in the best light that you possibly can be.
So I've actually just paused syncing on my OneDrive for Business, and my Dropbox, and maybe that will help.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's a lot. But I think, from a user experience, so did we determine that you can use this somewhere other than on Facebook?
Oh, yes. Because in fact, this Facebook option that we're using right now is brand new. That's right, Jenny. 6. Jenny, if you want, I'll send you an invite so that you can hop on.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's see if Jenny, message me your email you want me to send it to, and I'll do that, because I don't want to. I may go
Melanie, I agree.
and kick everybody off.
It looks like, sorry.
Do that. I need some more of this.
Well, you go get some more
I'm
of.
going to turn my camera off, and we're going to see how badly this screws everything up. And I'll be right back.
That's how bad it screwed it up. Actually, and Jonathan's picture is up there because I had already preloaded him as a presenter.
Oh, I was going to ask about that. Okay, so that makes
so that's why he's up there,
right.
and not and when other people come on, it's got this little silhouette,
right.
is because Jonathan was already set up as
lucky him.
So anyway, to answer your question, Allison, the webinar jam or the Facebook portion of this is brand new. It just got introduced at like the beginning of July. They worked it into, so they were pretty much ready to launch, and they were still tweaking stuff. And enough people sat there and they're like, it'd be really neat if we could have Facebook Live. Now it's already been, and I'm somebody that's already, I pushed it to them as well. You can only go live to your timeline or to a page. You cannot go live to a group yet.
How about your business?
They've got a bunch of people now pushing for it, saying, it'd be nice if we could go live to a group. I'm sure it'll get worked in at some point, but right now it's just pages and your timeline.
Personal pages or business pages?
Personal page, whatever kind of page you're an admin of. That's the only requirement is, so you're either your timeline, your personal timeline, or a business page, a fan page.
Okay, so you can do a business page. That's because sometimes you can't do, you can only do personal pages and not business pages for certain things. So
yeah, Jenny, that got sent to you, by the way, just to let you know. So you should be on the lookout for that.
So David, you've gone through all of these renditions of all the different things since the death of Blab, which part of me that day died too, because I loved it.
Yeah.
So I want to relaunch my live coaching. that I did on Blab that I loved, right? And so we're going to launch that with the new launch in the business in September. But like, how do you end up making a decision that's actually like, because it seems like every month it's changing and you're choosing a new technology. And one of the things I just want to like choose one and not change.
Yeah. So, and I said this at the beginning, was that if you were only looking to go live to Facebook, I would never sit there and say, well, go buy Webinar Jam Studio for a year. Because $500 to go live to Facebook, and be reduced in not having the ability to use like the offers and the download this file and all that type of stuff directly from here, that just wouldn't make any sense. But if you're looking to have people, one of the things that I've seen, and I know a lot of people are going live in the groups and they want to go live in the groups. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of all the video-ness that we're trying to use in Facebook, and Facebook's not built for it. And I'll give you some really good instances. We still see a lot of issues where you want to go live and things are jittery, or it just doesn't it doesn't schedule it out, or people get notified 24 hours after, or the replay doesn't show up, or all these different things. Well, Facebook doesn't care about us, because we're not spending lots and lots and lots of money. People that are spending lots and lots of money, if Taylor Swift were to sit there and release a new video, I guarantee everybody's lives would suck, because all the bandwidth is being pushed towards Taylor Swift's brand new video that's rolling on Facebook.
So why are you laughing, Jonathan?
What? Where Taylor Swift? Like that was the
that was on his mind.
I was catching
right
earlier. I'm really enthralled in her.
It was
court
Ashley
battles.
Judd yesterday. I don't know if you saw that one. Did you see that one?
No.
Only comments. I couldn't even click on it.
Oh, I did. Well, because I'm in the travel business, so of course I was clicking on it.
There you go.
Yeah, so I can only imagine what it did to the bandwidth that day, because people were all up in arms about it.
So
I think you're right. Like, with Blab, it wasn't about being on Facebook. It was like everywhere, all the social media was directing them to the live portal where they could hop on, hop off. You could invite somebody like in real time when they were already in.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's nothing like that now, is there? Because like Facebook is less of an issue for me than having a place for people to go and interact.
They're saying this is.
I will say it like this, okay? So if this is its own entity, this is not running on Facebook. It's broadcasting to Facebook. It's pushing out. But this is what's different is that this is its own thing. Like we could do this and not even go to Facebook, not anywhere. It's just here.
Yeah, but then nobody finds you, right?
But just like Blab, you can send it out to your social network. You can send it out to your email list, your Twitter, your Instagram, or your Facebook fan page. You can send those links out to invite people to the event. Am I correct about that?
Yeah, you can send it out. You can advertise it. You get all sorts of, and like I say, over the next couple of weeks, I'm gonna go over lots of different things. I'll answer lots of different questions, try and show different things that are capable of being done. And sharing everything. So make sure you sign up, because that's the first way I'm gonna get it. I'm going to sit there and poo-poo on discoverability, because we are desperately trying to get something out of. We're trying to squeeze wine out of a rock, and it's just not. It's not working for a lot of people. And I'll tell you, Facebook has poo-pooed on it for quite a while now. When you use a third-party app to schedule or post to Facebook, they reduce the limited organic reach that we have even more.
So because I use, what am I using? Be Live. So when I schedule it, it doesn't like it. Is that what you're telling me?
They don't like it. Facebook wants you to use Facebook stuff to schedule and post only. Now, they realize that that's not going to be entirely possible, and not everybody's going to follow along with it, but that's how they're doing.
Yeah, but
they don't care.
that would be fine if I could put like 3 and 4 people in the room, but you can't right now. You can only have one other person in there. You can't have, so they don't have what I want.
There's really no one right answer. And that's what everybody really wants. Please tell me what to use that will give me X. And there is no one right answer for X. And it's because there's too many variables. There's you, your audience, what's actually working, a lot of the free services now. Be Live, I will say, is a very stable service, but they still have issues, right. And they've even gone to a paid tier. Just because you pay for something, pay a premium, doesn't mean that guarantee that you're going to have consistent success. Because Be Live doesn't have its own platform. Be Live is strictly requiring Facebook to work. And Facebook's API is a mess and constantly changing. And a lot of times, like Google and YouTube, they don't always communicate, we changed this in the API, so now we got to go figure out what broke, and so we can go put it back. But there is no one perfect, thing for X. Why will I be talking about this and all this? Because a lot of us need this type of platform for our business, and we're trying to use something else. Mm-hmm. Or we're trying to use a lot of different pieces and mash it together with a bunch of duct tape and say, look, it's a swan. And it's not. It's just, you can't put lipstick on a pig.
Oh, you didn't just say that, did you?
Deep Thoughts by David Vaughn.
Oh, my God.
I've seen pictures, David.
Hey, does that whiteboard work to put lipstick on you? Like, can we draw on your face so people can see?
Oh, that would be excellent. But
wouldn't that be fun if we could make little devil horns?
You had to do that, didn't you?
Nope, can't do it. Yeah, that would be neat because Jonathan would definitely have tiara and lipstick on him by now. Some of the comments, Jenny, I'm sorry that you couldn't get in. One of the things is you have to be coming on from desktop. I don't know why it was continuously asking you to download the software.
Yeah, I had to change my.
You got to use Chrome.
And you have to allow Chrome. Right, and then you have to turn your camera on and you're mute. So it gave me a little bit of a problem. Maybe that's what she's having. Oh, she's got a coach anyway. Okay.
Yeah, she had to go coach. So
somebody else on, like Robert or somebody.
Well, yeah, Robert can come back if he wants to come back on. Robert's saying this is just like buying a new computer. What are you using the live stream for? And then go with the one that matches your needs. In fact, for a lot of live stream stuff, like
he's joined the room.
Yeah, he's coming on. So we'll see how we go now. So now
nice.
We're all in squares. See, we have room for one more. So
we'll see how.
Oh, this is a different layout than everything else.
Yeah.
Normally, when you have 5, it moves the lower 2 over, so it's all symmetrical and stuff.
Right,
but to be honest, it drives me nuts, but that's just me.
That's why I wanted to jump on. I wanted to see what does it look like on Facebook? Because we're just seeing it this way.
It looks exactly the same as this.
The exact same.
But it's just just outside. There's like a border about like this much. It's the border that's in between all of ours. That's the frame size.
So it was funny when I went to come back on, Jonathan.
Say what?
You had me do it all over again.
Every time.
I had to reconfirm. Yes, I see the picture. Yes, the audio is good.
Yep, every time.
But I did it, and I added the extension, so I thought it would bypass it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I thought that maybe it would.
Did it ask you to add the extension again as well?
No, it didn't. It recognized the extension was on, but it didn't. But it asked me to make sure my video and audio was okay 3 times.
Well, and one of the things is that the extension is actually not a requirement, if I understand correctly.
It's just for screen sharing.
The extension, is only if you want to screen share. If you don't want to screen share, then you don't actually have to install the extension, but you do have to go through the setup each time that you come on, and that's actually really smart because variables change. And so what was working may not work again. So, the last thing you want to do is come on camera and something's not working right. And so, you don't figure it out until you're after on camera. So it's actually a really good, easy thing. It takes, everyone saw the video, and I can play it again if everybody wants. The process doesn't take more than 10 seconds.
All right, bye, Donna.
How do I get out?
Donna, you can just, you can exit.
You're not allowed, Donna.
I can actually kick you off if you want. So,
Okay.
Bye, Donna. Thanks for being here.
Bye.
Now, one of the other things that I can do is, if I wanted to, I could actually say, okay, well, Jonathan, you're saying something important, so let's give you the main screen.
Okay, and my 3 seconds are up, right?
Yeah, your 3 seconds.
Yes, chat.
Yeah.
Not that important.
Not that important.
Wait, what did you start the show off calling him?
Dingleberry?
Dingleberry.
Dingleberry. The wing
Say,
dingle.
well, this is my show, damn it, so I deserve the most.
This
real
is
estate.
actually, this is his show. This is not mine.
But that's why I made that comment earlier, because, remember when you came on and I said, great, now it's number 58's now available to go on to Facebook Live. There's so many programs. It's like buying a computer. What do you need the computer for? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? You buy it for what your needs are going to be. Well, what are you going to use your live streaming for? Then pick the program that's going to give you all those things that you need.
Yeah.
Because there's just too many of them now.
So, Allison, in case you missed it, if I want to, if you're saying something really important, I can give you the most screen size. And
well, I don't have anything important to say right now, except when you did the whiteboard, right? Remember when you brought that up and then you click back over, I couldn't get back on.
Oh, no.
So it kicked me off. It kept me there, but it wouldn't allow me. I kept trying to push the video and the microphone, and it wouldn't allow it. So I had to X out, come back in. And to Robert's point, because I could hear you, I had to do all the Facebook allowing stuff as well.
Yeah, it should, if you just refresh, it should. I wonder if you just refresh, if it'll allow you to come back on without having to go through the entire process again.
I don't know.
You want me to try?
Huh?
Do you want me to refresh and see what it does?
Well, if I wanted you to refresh, I would just sit there and eject you out like this.
No, that's...
Oh, that was so blab of you. That was so blab. Oh, I could. Oh,
come on back in, Robert.
Would you like me to?
Yeah, but no, wait.
Oh my god, I thought that was great.
Oh, Allison, I may actually just buy this program just to do that.
Just to do that, like it's like when stupidity strikes, or. But if you could put a sound effect that went with it, I think it would be even better for the people who are left on.
Well, you get the recording afterwards, and so what I'll do is I'll just take the recording and work that in and then push that out.
Okay.
That's fantastic.
Every episode, everything is, he's coming back, so.
We'll now know.
We will now know. How'd that work, Robert?
Actually, when you kicked me out, it directed me direct back to Facebook to watch it live.
That's too bad.
And then I had to go to my email, open it back up, hit yes 3 times again. Look at Jonathan.
Follow the yellow brick road.
Okay, so now we know
if somebody falls out, you have to redo everything all over again.
If the admin presenter kicks you out, and you're broadcasting the Facebook Live as the platform, they have to come back in. Now we know. Thank you very much, Robert. I'm sure.
Hey, I love being the test dummy.
The great thing about it. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. That's fine.
I was just saying, the great thing is that it kicks you right to go watch it live. So if you literally were swishing somebody out because they were saying stupid things, which was obviously not the case here, they would actually get to watch the aftermath of everybody talking about them. It would be very awful.
Right on Facebook Live, I saw David's little grin that he does when he does things like that. Jonathan going, and Allison's laughter.
Oh, that's great. So the only other question I have, and then I've got to fly because I'm going to be somewhere for noon. But so when you're in this side of the platform as a presenter, you can't actually, and I think you mentioned this earlier, you can't see how many people are watching. And you're not seeing
from Facebook. So with the Facebook Live option, no, you can't. When you choose the YouTube Live, which is the default, actually the default right now is their Jamcast room because they were really trying to push it. But usually the default is going to be the YouTube Live, which means that everything's the same. And it's kind of like the days of old where it uses YouTube. It's not a public broadcast to YouTube. Now you could change that and make it a public broadcast. But you have to do that while it's going on. But it's just using YouTube's engine for the video portion, but everybody's actually inside this room. So yeah, it's only for the Facebook that would be. The Jamcast and the YouTube Live, you don't have to worry about that. And so if I were to eject Robert as a presenter and I was using the YouTube Live or the Jamcast,
once is enough.
It would just kick him. It would take him back into as an attendee, but he'd be in the room. It wouldn't eject him to Facebook. And if I eject him and I'm using YouTube Live, no, it doesn't eject him to YouTube Live. He stays in this room. So, and that's like I say, next week with everything that I'm doing, I really encourage everyone to sign up and come hang out and watch.
To me, the big thing was though that if you want to invite people on, you have to do it ahead of time. If you're doing a Facebook Live.
I can do it on the fly. I just have to have their email address. So, I mean, the big thing is if I want to invite people on as presenters or to come on camera, then, it's probably helpful if I do it ahead of time. But I can do it on the fly.
If you put the link you sent to me and Jonathan and to Allison, if you put that in the post,
I don't even know what link that is. What I do is on my screen there's me and Jonathan, then there's your two avatar icons, and then next to that is a little plus where I can invite a new presenter, and I click that and it says enter the name and enter an email address and invite, and it just shoots it off for me.
Right. So I got an email like they did, and we had a link to click.
Yep.
I'm wondering if that's a universal link or is that a link just to allow us?
I don't know. You can email me the.
Like if I take that,
you can message me the link from both that you both got. Yeah, you can message me the link and I can look. I don't know if it's going to be universal. I don't think that it would be, but it may be. I don't know.
Actually, that link has my email and name in it.
So the attendee thing, though, I wanted to make sure that Allison's question was answered. Allison, so the Jamcast or the YouTube Live option, where people are actually here, you actually see the number of attendees. Now, when I am using those options, I can click on the little icon up at the top that says 0 right now. I can click on that. I can actually click on somebody and invite them to come on camera from there, so I don't have to email it to them. And people also have the option to request to speak. Come on camera is what it is. And they can click it. Now, I can turn that option off. I can sit there and say, I don't want anybody asking me if they want to come on. And I can just invite myself. Like I say, there's a whole lot that's real powerful behind this. The ability to go live to Facebook was just kind of like, okay, let's give a couple extra sprinkles on your donor.
Awesome. Well, guys, I'm going to X out here. You can swoosh me out just for fun. I'll do the sound effect.
I'll swoosh you out. Here you go. Ready?
I'll swoosh out.
2, 3. And she's gone.
That was very well choreographed.
Yeah,
and I like the thing on the bottom that Allison Graham has left the room.
One of the other things I can do is I'm like, I'm tired of hearing Robert talk, so I can just sit there and turn his mic off. But I can't turn his mic back on. He has to turn his own mic back on.
Thank you.
I was like, well, that's weird. I guess if I shut you up, I would shut you up.
Did either of you guys get Instagram's duel yet?
Not yet.
No, I went live. Well, actually, I went live this morning and nobody joined me, so I don't know.
You went live on Instagram and you said nobody tweeted you?
nobody joined me.
Oh, nobody joined you. Oh, okay. I would have, but I was a little busy this morning.
I think it was like at 6:30. So
yeah, okay. Then that's not even happening. Like, don't even.
Most
talk
people
to me.
were probably checking their eyelids for cracks.
Yeah.
Or with the kids.
Yeah. Silly.
No, I just this past week and a half, it's all the craziness is starting up again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everybody's updating. Everybody's adding new features.
I don't like the Anchor video. I mean, I like the Anchor video thing, but I'd rather be able to have my entire episode transcribed. And I was hoping that's what it was. And I was hoping that because I didn't realize I had to have it transcribed.
I haven't used Anchor that much.
Doing the recording. Huh?
I haven't used Anchor that much. I did in the beginning to test it out. And it was.
It's a totally different experience.
I know. But I mean, to try to get some Facebook stuff done and then get my Twitter stuff done. And now I'm really getting into LinkedIn. I'm having a blast with their thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have tested it yet with the
I don't have
straight on LinkedIn,
option.
Jonathan. It's fantastic.
Cool.
I don't have the video option.
You can do it straight from your phone up to 10 minutes, and it's right on LinkedIn, no links.
Really? Okay.
Check it on your phone. Yeah. I'm getting crazy views on it.
That's because nobody else is doing it yet.
Well, I'm starting to see some other people now doing it. It's either you record it. It's not live. Like, you can't talk to people live. So it's just you record it right there off your phone and then post it, or you take a pre-recorded video and post it, but you can only do it from your phone.
That's why I need to update.
So it's not a live video. It's just
no, it's not live.
Got you. I thought it was
but it's
live.
native to LinkedIn because you don't have to do an embed or a YouTube link or a Facebook link. It's literally you go down the thing and you just hit play and it plays right in the LinkedIn newsfeed.
Really? Well, that's what we've been waiting for.
That's huge.
LinkedIn has always been doing outside links in for that kind of content.
They just needed Microsoft to buy them.
Well, takes a village.
Yeah, it wasn't Microsoft. It was Skype.
Have we looked at like 90% of these features? Have we? I haven't been keeping track.
I think. Well, there was one. I don't know if I even played it. I don't even remember what the video was that I was going to do. Oh, offers. So let me do this.
Oh, I didn't know Jonathan and I can invite presenters too. We have the button in the lower right corner.
Yeah, because we're presenters. I think if you came in as a moderator, I don't think you have those options.
In the Offers tab, you can share any offers you created during setup, or you can create new ones. Click the three dots in the upper right and you will see any offers you created for this webinar, along with the option to create a new offer. Let's create a new offer. You can enter the name, headline, a URL to an image, or you can upload one, a message above the button, the text inside the button, what URL that button leads to, and whether you want it to open in a new tab. Only the button text and URL are required fields for an offer. Once the fields are filled out, click Preview and you can verify whether the settings are what you like. If you want to change anything, click Edit. Otherwise, click Publish and your offer will be displayed inside the chat room for your attendees to click. When you are done displaying the offer, click Remove Offer and the offer will be removed.
It's like that.
That's actually good to know if you're going to put a video up, because like you said, you don't want to be caught in mid-sentence.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Boy, that Jonathan is a dingle.
BeLive has it, and they should add it. For the presenters, they should have a little chat area.
Well, there's no need for a
just
chat
between
area.
the three of us. If you wanted to say, hey, I got to go in 5 minutes, instead of verbalizing it to the world.
Mm-hmm.
Or you just take yourself off camera. Or the admin could
Don't do it.
Or the I love it.
One of the things that I didn't mean to do that. Let's see. There's polls.
Yep. Okay, I remember that from the old one.
Which I can't. So the features that are not available because I'm using Facebook as the broadcast platform. Polls is not available. Offers is not available. The file sharing is not available,
Okay.
and people cannot request to speak.
I was going to say the hand.
Yeah. So those are not available, but next week and the week after, and however long it takes.
So am I understanding that correct? And this is just when you're doing when we're in the webinar platform right now, the three of us.
We are.
And there is a chat, and that's pulled in from Facebook.
It is.
Now, they disable some of these features because we're going directly to Facebook.
That's correct.
Okay.
Is it Webinar disables it or Facebook disables it?
I think it's Webinar.
Well, Webinar Jam Studio is disabling it because it would not work with Facebook. Because what happens is all these, so like the polls and the offers and the download and all that type of stuff, where it shows up for the attendee is in the chat box. So it's like a little pop-up will happen.
Then that won't.
Or something.
They can't broadcast to Facebook.
Right.
In the chat. You can't broadcast the chat from Webinar.
Yeah, exactly. All that's being broadcast to Facebook is just like everybody else, just whatever's in the video.
Yeah.
So.
The Polls tab allows you to share polls with your audience. Click the three dots at the top to begin. If you set up a poll ahead of time in your webinar settings, you will find it listed here. Otherwise, click Create New Poll to start. Here, you can enter the question along with the answers you wish the attendees to choose. If you need more answers, click Plus Answer, and you can add up a total of 6 options. Next, choose whether to display the results to your attendees at the end of the poll and click Preview. Once you have previewed it to verify everything is correct, you can either return to edit the poll or publish to your attendees. The poll will appear at the bottom of the chat window for the audience to answer as they choose. Once done, you can click End Poll, and if you selected to show the results, your audience will see the results in the same spot as the poll.
I used to use Zoom for webinars, and I had no problems with them. It was good quality video and everything else. I use Zoom just for my coaching calls because I record everything and stuff like that. But
that's what Zoom does really well.
I'm going to step away. I'll be right back.
All right. Oh, gosh.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, look at that. I love it. No, but I think some of the comparisons between Zoom and what Webinar Jam is, I mean, I think it's kind of like Zoom is really coming from that video conferencing platform basis versus Webinar is coming from the webinar basis, and they're just kind of adding features and they're kind of building a little bit. But the strengths for Webinar Jam is that it has all of the background for the webinar versus Zoom, which is more video conferencing platform. They added some webinar features onto it. So it's actually more, I mean, I guess it really depends on, kind of going back to your comment saying it's really like, what do you actually really want to use it for? Now, if you just want to do video, conferencing and you just want a little bit of like that webinar feature, then maybe it's just stick with Zoom. And just add that feature on. Although I think it's like $45 a month.
Well, Zoom, people don't realize the free version of Zoom. I can actually have up to 6-7 people in a room up to an hour and do a video conference.
Right. Okay. Within Zoom it's not 45 minutes or whatever. So say it one more time.
I said it, which is great for private coaching. If you got like a group of 4 or 5 people, you could use Zoom and be good, and you can share screen, and you can do all that stuff.
Right. I just hopping over. I'm looking at
I don't know about Webinar Jam. I don't think there's a free version.
No. So video webinar within Zoom, it's starting at $40 a month for up to 100 attendees.
Correct.
Versus if you do a month-to-month plan, it's like $42 a month, and you have, you have the full suite of webinars. So you have this where you can do. I mean, I would imagine you could just do your calls in like this. In some ways, I actually kind of like this because there's really no software download.
Right.
Yeah, I did. I really don't like
Zoom, when I send it to somebody new, they got to download.
Yeah, and then you have to test it to make sure it's actually working. Yeah.
Who was that?
I don't know. It's some crazy.
What the hell?
As a point, as just more of like that matter of fact, that point of, I mean, again, I think it's, Zoom is coming from that video conferencing origin, and the other one's coming from purely a webinar, and they're just kind of building features to very similar but not the same end product now.
Now, I wonder if Webinar Jam has future possibilities. I know, David, you touched on it a little bit and said they're getting asked about it, about the groups.
Yeah, it's you know,
because I'm using Be Live.
Who knows when they'll introduce stuff?
That's why I like Be Live, because I'm able to do the screen share. I can train. I can do stuff in my private groups.
Right. That goes back to what I was talking about earlier. You know, there's ups and downs to that, and I think we're a little too heavy in reliance and usage on the stability of Facebook. You know, I would rather if it's mission critical stuff that I'm trying to give or trying to do or trying to help, I'm honestly not going to rely on Facebook because just too much happens. I mean, Jonathan's broadcast today, he was doing well at the beginning, but then towards the end, he was out of sync. You know, all these types of things that are going to be distractions, you want to be as distraction free as possible. So, but you know, I would imagine it's not that difficult to include that part of the API to just sit there and say, okay, you know, personal timeline pages or groups, but I'm not a developer. Donna is asking, there is a free version. No, there is not of Webinar Jam Studio. There is not a free version. The cost for Webinar Jam Studio right now is $479. I have no idea if that's going to change on Monday. If they're going to run a promotional price, I don't know. They have not released any pricing to any affiliates yet, and they're doing that on purpose. So because they don't want things getting out before they're ready to push out. So,
all right, gentlemen, it's coming up on noon. I got some stuff I got to do.
All right,
we all do.
Yeah. Jonathan's usually got something else he's got to go play on.
Yep, just doing stuff today.
David, I'm sure we'll talk soon again.
Yep. See you, Robert. Thanks for hopping on.
Bye, guys.
Bye. And we're back to kind of squares.
All right. Yeah, I got to say I'm pretty impressed. I'm very sincerely impressed with this. I like the layout. It's very smooth. It's very easy to use. It's not clunky.
Doug Cohen says, Jonathan, give me a call when you have a sec.
I don't even have his number, but we'll work it out. Maybe I'll Instagram live it.
Just go stand outside. Doug!
It's okay. I'll bring coffee. All right, man. This is right on.
The invention of smartphones and texting, how did your parents get you home for dinner? They went outside and screamed. Or, you know, street lights came on and you went home. Anyway, well, Jonathan, thanks a lot for hopping on. I know we didn't talk about anything else.
Like we do anyway.
Yeah, right. But, you know, I like this for the home right now for the after show. I think it works out pretty well. Cool. Learn some things. Yeah. Everybody pay attention. I like the fact that it tells me how long we've been broadcasting.
Mm-hmm. If they would just fix that room, if they would make that as a people watching, that would be...
I submitted that to them as well. I'm like, it'd be nice if we knew how many viewers we had from Facebook.
Right. A lot of other platforms have it. I mean, like even within Wirecast, like it tells me when I'm broadcasting too. It actually has it so that I can tell who has it.
But originally Wirecast didn't have it. It was something that they had to. Well, Facebook had to make available via API, and then once it became made available via API, then people could work that into.
That'd be a really smart idea, because then it keeps everybody right on, and you know exactly who's going to be there. So
yeah,
awesome,
but
man.
Facebook is not their priority, so their priority is the stability of their platform and their stuff, and then working all the other stuff in. So,
but I like this. I like what I see on the screen. I like how it is here. Although it does look like it's slightly... No, it is mirrored.
No,
Yeah,
it's not.
it's mirrored on Facebook.
It's mirrored for you and I here. It's not mirrored on the broadcast, though.
Yeah.
So while I'm here on the thing, I'm up there.
Yeah, I just have to go like this.
And this.
I don't know.
Is it right?
Yeah, you have to point that way, and I'm pointing that. No, I don't know which way you have to point. You have to point to your boom sign.
Oh, I have to port to here?
Yeah. Yeah, that's how you do it.
So there's John.
There you go. All right, man.
All right. And everyone who's watched, thanks. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments down below. Thanks a lot. And look forward to hearing, seeing, watching, I don't know, something later on. Lots of stuff is going to be coming out next couple of weeks. So, nice. Including pricing and prizes.
Ooh.
Everybody loves Twizzlers.
All right. David, thank you.
Yep. See ya.